Picture this. It's February 8th, the biggest TV event in America. And the matchup is a rematch of a 2015 classic, Patriots versus Seahawks again. What is it about rematch that makes a whole country lean in? Like we're not just watching football, we're watching a story demand a new ending? And why did the betting line move fast? From the Seahawks by 3.5 to the Seahawks by 4.5 before most people even finish their coffee on Monday morning? And what does it say about the Super Bowl's gravitational pull that adds to the game already sold out weeks before kickoff? Welcome to Business Insights Daily. I'm your host, Shashank. Let's talk about how the biggest game in sports becomes the biggest machine in business. What happened? Super Bowl 60 is set. Seattle versus New England. A rematch that instantly carries history and emotion, especially with the idea of revenge baked into how fans and gamblers are talking about it. The Seattle's opened the 3.5 point favorites, but that line expanded to a 4.5 point on Monday morning after early bettors favored the Seahawks. That moment is the first signal that the Super Bowl isn't only a championship, it's a live market where money shows up early, pushes expectations, and forces everyone else to react. And while teams are still practicing, the business side is already at full speed. The Super Bowl has set viewership records in each of the last 2 years and remains traditionally the most watched television program in America. It also accounts for over $1 billion annually in legal wagering, which is a polite way of saying people don't just watch the game, they price it. Let's linger on that line chip 3.5 to 4.5 because it's not just a number, it's a kind of public psychology. A betting line is basically a moving snapshot of belief. Belief about injuries, matchups, momentum, coaching, weather, and sometimes a story people can't just stop telling themselves. When early bettors back Seattle enough to move the line, it suggests a few possibilities. 1. Sharp money. Professional bettors may have seen the value early and jumped before the numbers drifted. 2. The narrative of Seahawks' revenge game may be shaping public demand, which can matter because sportsbooks aren't predicting the final score, they're balancing risk. And here's the curious part. As the line rises, Patriots become more attractive to bet. Not because they got better overnight, but because the prices changed. That's what makes the Super Bowl uniquely fascinating. It's football, yes, but it's also behavioral economics with shoulder pads. So, now let's zoom out from the point spread to the bigger scoreboard, the one made of hundreds of millions of dollars of advertising, broadcasting rights, and legalized betting. This year's game is on NBC, and ads for the February 8th broadcast have already sold out. Sold out is a very specific phrase. It means attention is scarce, and scarcity raises the price, and the price becomes part of the event's mythology. The Super Bowl is one of the only remaining moments where brands can buy a guaranteed national conversation. One night where millions of people can see the same thing at the same time, then immediately talk about it. Meanwhile, legal wagering with the Super Bowl has become $1 billion annual layer on top of the TV layer. That matters because betting doesn't just monetize the game, it changes how people watch it. A fan isn't only watching for the touchdown, they're watching for the fourth quarter goal that adds a spread, a final drive that flips a total, or a single play that changes a prop bet. And that changes a feedback loop. More wagering can mean more engagement. More engagement can mean higher ratings, and higher rating can mean higher ad prices. And higher ad prices can mean the broadcast becomes even more important to the network. What to watch next? Between now and February 8th, Three things will quietly shape the experience for everyone: fans, advertisers, and the betting public. First, watch whether the line keeps moving. If it climbs higher, it's telling you that the market is leaning harder towards Seattle. If it drops back, it may mean bigger money is taking New England at the improved price. Second, watch the conversation economy. When a game is a rematch with a revenge storyline, every interview, every clip, every tiny coaching becomes a content. And content is fuel for entertainment and tension. And third, watch the strange balance NBC has pulled off. Ads are sold off, but the goal isn't just to sell ads, it's to create a night so culturally unavoidable that the next year's ads sell out even faster. Super Bowl 60 is a football game, but it's also a referendum to modern American attention, a record setting TV event, and $1 billion wagering machine. And a live story where the number 4.5 can become a headline. This has been Business Insights Daily. I'm your host Shashank. I'll see you next time. As always, stay informed, stay ahead. Thank you for listening.